and all the members of this very, very distinguished, esteemed gathering, which has the top people, the top minds of the whole world, belonging to not only the geospatial activity, but also all the leading ministries of the Government of India and leading academic institutions, university representatives, scientists, scholars, media people. I think so many walks of life are represented here. I think it's a great moment. It's a privileged moment for me. It's a momentous occasion. And to start the New Year activity in a way with such a big event with the top people of the whole world sitting in this one big place. It's really worth enjoying. Normally we remember that every year we are blessed by our Prime Minister in the first 2-3 days of the new year when he goes and addresses the scientists of this country in the Indian Science Congress. This year, due to some unavoidable reasons, that Indian Science Congress got postponed to March. But even then we had the privilege of an address to the scientists of this country by the Honorable Prime Minister at a very important recent event when we celebrated the 125th birth anniversary of the great scientist Professor Satyendranath Bose. And that happened on the 1st January itself. So, in fact, a lot has been said here about the technicalities of what we are discussing today and what we are going to be deliberating in the next 3 days. I have to congratulate you for your achievements and all the successful accomplishments, and the presence of a large number of significant people from all walks of life, all concentrated on this geospatial speciality. It ensures that we are certainly going to have a better world for the citizens of this world in times to come. The presence of the minister from the Prime Minister's office, and of course the great Dr. Kiran Kumar, whom everyone in this country adores, as we adore our Prime Minister. Itself gives a lot of glamour and grace to this occasion. Dr. Jiten Singh has mentioned so many things as far as his accomplishments are concerned. He has been the leading light and still continues to be the leading light. He has been guiding the space program. I also had, once I finished with all my science laboratories, then I started visiting the space laboratories also, and I had the privilege to see from very, very close quarters how under his leadership our space scientists are working so meticulously and trying to deliver. Last 3 years, you see, when we came in the government, so we started observing all this from further closer quarters. And the way from the Mars orbiter mission to the AstroSat to the South Asian satellite to that record 104 and now the latest development of 12th of January. And then the impending Chandrayaan. It's a great achievement. And we really feel so happy about it. And I can tell you, friends, that you know about Narendra Modi as one of the most dynamic leaders of the whole world. Those who have come from abroad, they know that he has become the third most popular leader in the whole world now. Probably he has the maximum following on all the. Quite of the fact that the Prime Minister may not have had a formal learning in science, he is not a science student. But when we see what is his vision about science, we really feel so blessed. Extremely passionate about science, extremely inquisitive about science, wants to know the extremes of science, wants to get the best in the world for India, wants to collaborate with the best in the world. And we have a Prime Minister who often talks about big data analytics and artificial intelligence and Internet of Things in the cabinet meeting. And he is the person who wants to ensure that every bit of scientific knowledge has to be used for the benefit of the people of this country and for the benefit of the people of this world. And I think his presence as the man at the helm of affairs, I can tell you that his guidance has in fact changed the total perspective through which the scientific community in India used to work. Maybe there was a craze for producing a paper which will have a great impact factor. But now everybody talks about creating a scientific research which will have a great impact on changing the lives of this country's poor people, the underprivileged and the deprived people, and the people who are still continuing to suffer even after many, many years of independence. And this change in perspective, and even for this meeting also, when we are talking about the use of these geospatial information management systems for virtually everything that we can think of, for virtually everything which is even beyond imagination. That's the way this country is now proceeding further under the leadership of our great Prime Minister. And that's why you see that in virtually every field under our great Prime Minister, we are marching ahead with great speed. There were so many problems in the last 3 years, and he took some very, very bold decisions also. But in spite of that, we continue to be the fastest growing economy of the whole world. He has a vision to ensure that there is absolute transparency in everything. He wants to ensure that every telephone, every mobile phone has all sorts of knowledge, information, facility for the poorest of the poor living in the remotest part of India. And that's why we see that in a country which had only 356 kilometers of optical fiber laid before he was sworn in as the Prime Minister of India, today we have over 250,000 kilometers of optical fiber laid in this country. And by the end of this year, every nook and corner of this country will be covered with the laying of an optical fiber line. Every person will have access to virtually everything in his telephone. Because of these geospatial informations and the information that we get from our satellites, I feel privileged because I am heading the Ministry of Science and Technology and also Earth Sciences. Our weather forecasting systems, they have become one of the best in the whole world. We give information to 24 million farmers, the information which are compiled after the information that we receive with the help of our satellites about the weather forecast for the next few days. And the National Council for Applied Economic Research says that these small text messages that are sent to 24 million farmers in this country by the Department of Earth Sciences, they yield a dividend of 50,000 crores, positive 50,000 crores in the GDP of India. That is the power of these geospatial information systems. We are helping millions of fishermen compiling information with the help of these scientific mechanisms, telling them their safe areas, their potential fishing zones, and then that also gives us a positive impact of thousands of crores in the GDP. You will be happy to know that under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in the recent years, we have trebled our involvement in research and development activities in this country. We have become one of the leading countries of the whole world where research and development is a top priority. At any parameter, it's not only economy where people usually talk of a jump of 30 points in the ease of doing business in 1 year, which is a sort of a record as per the World Bank. But in science also, Dr. Jiten Singh mentioned about the accomplishments in the field of space. Nanotechnology, it's a recent development. We have become third in the whole world. Scientific publications, we have become fifth, sixth in the whole world. Our most prestigious CSIR, doing all types of research, collaborating with all types of institutions and all types of activities, including, of course, the space people. In a list of 1,200 institutions all over the world supported by government funding, doing research and development for new technologies. Our ranking, latest ranking is we stand at 9th position in a list of 1,200 positions all over the world. That is the level of science that India has come up to. And the way our Office of the Surveyor General of India is working, there is a huge potential to train millions of experts about the subject here in Hyderabad. They did the whole coastline of mapping for the whole coastline, hazard line for India, and up to a magnification of 50 centimeters. And now we are going to scale up the overall studies and the surveys which are mapping, which are done from 50,000 to 10,000 scale. All this and the way your geospatial information systems are helping not only in observations but also helping in formulating new developmental programs and then also to monitor how these programs are implemented. It's producing a great change in this country. I remember that in the first year, maybe just a few months later, when he delivered the first address from the ramparts of Red Fort, our Prime Minister, he mentioned about the misfortune of a young woman who has to wait for the darkness to set in for attending to the call of nature. And then he started talking about toilets and villages and cities which will take care of them, which will become ultimately open defecation free. And by the next 15th of August, every cabinet meeting through the satellite images, our Prime Minister was monitoring the data of the presence of the toilets and the related things all over the country. And before the 15th of August 2015, he had ensured that every school had a toilet for a girl. That's the application of the geospatial information, to which level this country is working upon. And I'm sure that the way almost 32 ministries are connected with this whole activity, there is a very, very strong space program, there is a strong acumen, and there is a great amount of synergy, positive synergy that has developed within the scientific community. Under the leadership of our Prime Minister, now the people are no longer working in silos. They all work as a team. Their support to various activities is complementary to each other. And that's why many of the earlier speakers said that these people who are sitting here and the potential of these people who are sitting here is itself enough to ensure that our sustainable developmental goals, they are achieved well in time, not only for India but for the whole world. Friends, it's a great moment for us. I don't want to get into that because all those who have spoken before me and the people who are sitting here, they all know about the geospatial information systems. And the very fact that you have come from all parts of the world to deliberate here in the next 3 days, I'm sure your deliberations are going to yield fantastic results, fantastic inputs for great planning. And I know that our Prime Minister was probably the first leader in public life in this country who, as Chief Minister of Gujarat, used these geospatial information systems for the first time for virtually everything. For creating a school, for helping a farmer, for creating a health facility, for locating an ideal land, and everything that is possible. And now our Ministry of Science and Technology under the Surveyor General of India, we are doing so many studies for many states to develop their capitals, to develop their facilities for health, education, to have their detailed urban planning, to develop their infrastructures. All this has a very, very bright future in India because right now we are headed by one of the most extraordinary, visionary Prime Minister. A man who has extraordinary zeal, extraordinary enthusiasm, extraordinary innovative ideas, who will talk to you in a casual way. But if you give him an idea, in that casual conversation also, he has the intelligence to pick up that idea. In the evening, he will think about that idea. By morning, he will convert his idea into a vision. By the next evening, a new program will be formed. And next week, you will see the program gets launched. And within a month, you see the same Prime Minister meticulously implementing the progress of implementation process in a cabinet meeting which will last for 5 hours, 6 hours, and everything is meticulously monitored in presence of all the ministers, in presence of all the officers like Dr. Kiran Kumar. This is the level at which our Prime Minister is working. And the good thing is that he has extreme passion for science and the potential that science can deliver to the people, and more particularly for the deprived people. And that is why our Prime Minister, on number of occasions, he has reminded us of our scientific social responsibility. Because we usually talk of corporate social responsibility, but this is where he underlines and underscores again and again that the scientists also have a scientific social responsibility. No one else is going to solve the problems of the people, no one else is going to provide innovative thinking and innovative solutions. Now the science has to be not only fundamental science, it has to become solution science for the people. And occasions like this, I feel, are definitely, they give us a good amount of energy which we take from each other. We share our experience, we share our knowledge, we share the information of the various countries. And a global forum like this, I think it's a great thing for the whole world. On these occasions, I always remember another great Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Unfortunately, this Prime Minister of India, the present Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, enjoys the legacy of the other great Prime Minister of India, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Because this country remembers Atal Bihari Vajpayee as one who brought science to the center stage of Indian politics in a big way, when he said it should be Jai Vigyan also, apart from Jai Jawan and Jai Kisan. And in spite of the fact that he is a poet at heart, he did so much for us within 2 months. And we all know that we are progressing in the field of science with his great blessings, under the great leadership of Mr. Narendra Modi. And I can only assure you, on behalf of our Prime Minister, who is also represented here by Dr. Jiten Singh and Dr. Kiran Kumar, the former chairman, ISRO, that anything that you will deliberate here in 3 days and that you will give as recommendation to the Government of India. And if it is in the larger interest of the people of India or the people of this world, in this whole world, if there will be one man who will be the first to implement that, it will be our Prime Minister. I can assure you about that. That is the vision of this man, And I am sure this meeting today will certainly go in history as one more very, very important chapter in geospatial information systems. I have to thank Mr. Sanjay ji also for helping everyone in organizing this event, bringing all people from all walks of life in the field of science and geospatial technologies in this one big hall. And of course, this is one of the prestigious technology places of India in this particular state. With these few words, friends, I declare this very prestigious event open and wish you all good luck, and I am sure that you will all enjoy your stay here in India, and certainly you will have memorable experiences of this conference for the rest of your life. Thank you so much.